Hello everybody, hope you guys are well and safe. Welcome to my channel Technical Tips with Hassan, and I hope you all are well and doing good and enjoying my videos. People who are new to this channel, I would like to suggest you to have a look on my previous videos as well, so that you can understand what is exactly going on here, and you will have an idea actually. So one more request to all of my viewers, as I've seen that I have got many views there but not that much subscribers. So if you please subscribe the channel as well, it will be great for me and keep me boosted and keep me keep me up to upload more videos. And please hit the bell icon so that you can you can be notified on the next upload. So let's get to the work, and the the agenda we have today is the very important one, not only with the exam point of view, but also the as an overall sysadmin job. You have, if you are doing a Linux sysadmin job, you have to deal with these operations and deal with these tools every day. So the agenda, we have users and group management first of all, and then we have the access management of the users, and then of course we have the password policies, and then some useful commands and utilities. So we will all discuss all of these points in detail. So we'll move to the first agenda, the user and group management. Okay, so the very first point is the important files, which is related to users and group management. Okay, which is the etc group, etc password, and etc shadows. Okay, then we have the important commands there as well, which you will use throughout the process, and we'll do the practical as well, and we'll do the lab, and you will understand what exactly going on here, and we'll show you. So the very first thing, actually, I just want to ask you if you have the virtual machine already installed. I have the virtual machine actually, which is already installed. If you haven't installed the virtual machine, I would suggest you to go to my lab setup video, and you will see how I set up this virtual machine. And it have the CentOS Linux distribution operating system, which we are using. And just want to add on one thing here, that in LFCS exam, you will be given a choice that if you want to choose a distribution. For example, if you want to give exam on the Ubuntu distribution or Fedora or any other, you can choose that. But the CentOS is mostly used nowadays, so I'm working on this. So I'm going to log into the VM. You can see that it doesn't ask for the password, as I have the SSH key added there. I will cover this topic for sure. The SSH topic is a very important topic, but for now, just ignore this for now, because I will definitely I will cover this topic. Okay, so the first thing, I'll start from the commands. Actually, it's very it will be handy, and you will understand the files afterward. So first command we have is the user add. So how we add the user here. So for example, if I want to add a user, so I'll type a command user add, and I give name, for example Tom. Okay, I add this user. Okay, so here's some important points. Okay, when you add the user, it not only add the user, but it also created the group of that user with the same name. Okay, now that user is add. How we will verify that user is add? We'll say ID Tom, and it will gives us the user ID and the group ID, and it's also added there. The other way to verify is, now I'll come back to the files. Sorry, just give it a second. Yeah, okay, now I'll come back to the files which we have here. So first I would like to go to the HC password. Okay, and now you see that the Tom is there. Okay, Tom is there. Second thing, how I can verify, whenever we create a user, it create a home directory for this. So if we go to the home directory, you see that I have other users as well in their home directories. So that user has been added there. Okay, now same for the you see that one thing which you actually miss, which I miss actually, sorry. If we see, just grab top and to hc password, just to filter the text, that we only see the Tom here. Okay, so if I grab there, you can see that. So you see that it also created the home directory here. Okay, now if I go to hc group, okay, sorry, group, you will see that it's also created the group as well right at the bottom. Okay, right at the bottom, if you see that, we have the group as well there. So it created the group as well as the user. Okay, now the next, you see that we have this here. So I want to stick to the user for now. Now what if I want to delete this user? Okay, if I want to delete this user, I'll say userdel -r. So -r means that it will delete the home directory of the user as well. Okay, so if I do it this, say ls, you see that we don't find any home directory of this user here. Okay, so it's that simple. Now I want to create a group. Okay, so to add the group, we have the command group add, and for example, if I say my group, okay, so the group has been added. How we will verify this? We'll get to hc group, and you will see that my group at the very bottom is there. Okay, and if we want to delete this group, we will say my group, and it has been deleted. We can verify this. You won't see this group here. Okay, so this is a very simple task to add the user, and to delete the user, to add the group, delete the group. Now down we have the user mode. This is the how we modify the users. Okay, how we modify the users, for example. Now it's a very interesting command. So for example, if I go back and I create a user, okay, I add a user with name, for example, David. Okay, I add a user called David. Okay, now remember that when we add a user, it created the group automatically with the same name. Okay, so if we see ID and David, sorry, see it has been created and it's the part of the David group. Okay, now I want this user to be the part of the other groups as well. Okay, so how I'm going to do this? So first, as you know, I am the user, so TAVID. Now I will cover this. We have this agenda in this video, how we changed to different users and the things. So I'll show you. So for now, if I logged in as David, okay, and if I say groups, it's only the part of the David group. Okay, I'm gonna exit this. I'm going to use user mode -g, and if I for example want to make this as the part of hraza group as well, and then I type the user group, so this has been added as Hassan Raza's group. Now I log back in to the David groups, and now you see that if we type the groups, it will say that it's the part of not only the David's group but also hraza group as well. Okay, now we also can verify is with the, for example, if you say grep hraza to hcgroup, now you see that hraza, you see that David is also the member of hraza group. Okay, David is also so this is the groups, these are the groups. Okay, These are the groups. Okay, now hraza is definitely the member of the hraza group. Okay, but the David was not, so which we made it as David. So this is also very important, and it can come in the exam. Okay, how we can you know, how we can make a user the member of the other group. Okay, let's clear the screen. Now, if we want to create the user with all the description and all the, in which we, for example, define the home directory, and you know, a complete command where we are specifying the groups, the bash, the everything. I mean, the you know, the shell and everything. I'll cover the shell, what exactly the shell is. So we use a very complete command. For example, we can use many parameters as well. I told you that we have the man command. You know, it is a very important one, and it gives, you know, a lot of things here. You see that? So it's a very friendly command. You can, you know, use a lot of things, a lot of parameters here. So you see that here. Now, just quit from here quickly. Now I want to add a user. So now this is a very important one. Okay, I want to add a user. Okay, G, and I want this user to be the member of, for example, hraza group. Okay, I want the shell of this user as bin bash. Don't worry about the shell, I will cover what is shell exactly. So -c would be as, for example, description. If I say this is the best user, for example, and -m -d and the home directory, which one it will be, home. And for example, what would be the name of the user? For example, if I say for example, Kevin is the user, so Kevin will be the home directory. Okay, and the username will be Kevin. Okay, so this is the command. If I press enter, it added the user Kevin. Okay, now if I say ID Kevin, you will see that Kevin has been added as a user. It doesn't create its own group, as I have mentioned in here that it should be the part of the hraza group, and this is the group ID and everything there. Okay, now if we say, for example, if I say grep Kevin, let's see, GRUP, yeah, group, I'm sorry, not Kevin, hraza, sorry, my bad. RHCSA. It doesn't show Kevin's user. I think there is a problem. So let's see. Home. So you see that Kevin is there, and the users, and it is actually okay. Let's verify the other way. Okay. Maybe. Okay. So I'm Kevin. If I say groups, and he said yes. You see that it's a part of the hraza group here. So that's another thing, another important thing which I want to cover actually. I want to cover a very important thing which will definitely come in the exam. We need to be familiar with the file. Actually, it's a directory, so it's very important. So why not we quickly go there? So this is a directory. You can see the path of this directory here, @cskull. Now, @cskull is the skeleton of new user's home directory. For example, anything located here will be replicated, you know, as a starting file of any new users. Okay, so this is very important. For example, it can be asked that you know, create a file and make sure that this file will be the part of every new user's home directory. Okay, so I just want to delete some users. For example, Kevin, we created Kevin, it's deleted, and we also have other user as well, which is David. Just, you know, okay, So these users are deleted. Now if I go to RHCSA, okay, and I'm going to create a file, for example each user.txt, okay, and maybe I put something as well in this each user, and for example if I say Linux is the best, okay. Now just to verify that this is implemented, yes, we have the text there. Okay, now I have created the file here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a user with the name, for example, Wasim. Okay, now Wasim has been added. Just to verify that Wasim is added, and you see that Wasim is added there. If I go to home directory, and you can see that Wasim is there. Okay, now if we what else I have to do? Yes, cat @c password, and we also can see that Wasim is there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I am going to home directory of Wasim, home Wasim. You see that this file is there as well, each user. Okay, if we verify the content here, Linux is the best. So you can see that if we create anything in the RHCSA, this file will be the part of each and every new user or user's home directory. Okay, it will be present there. Okay, so usually, you know, when we, for example, if we create a new user and we can, you know, set up guidelines document, we can give it to user, or if there are any scripts which we should, you know, execute, we can put the scripts there. So in corporate environment, you know, usually we use this file there. There are many other uses of this RHCSA directory are there. You can search it online, you know, there'll be tons of material there. So this is, and now I just want to go through the RHCSA passwords. This is a very important file. Okay, so for example here you can see, I just, you know, maybe filter it more, Wasim. So I'm just taking Wasim as a, you know, as a example user. Okay, now what it is exactly. Okay, so first one is of course user itself. Okay, the second one, X, is the password. Okay, now it's encrypted, of course it will not show here, but this is the password. This is the, you know, user ID and the group ID. Okay, this is the home directory, and this is the shell. So this is the structure, basically the structure of the RHCSA password directory. Okay, this is how we use it. Okay, now next if we go to, for example, RHCSA group, and for example grep for Wasim. So you see that this is Wasim, this is of course the password, and this is the group ID of the Wasim group. Okay, so this is how we read the group file. Okay, you'll see if you go to the group ID, you will see that all of the groups which are there, you will find all the groups there. Okay, I'm hraza, hraza, everything. Okay, now the next one is the what file was it? RHCShadow. Okay, that's important one. Okay, cat RHCShadow. Okay, so you see that there are a lot of users here and their files there, and their parameters there. So for example, for hraza, you can see this. No, this is not exactly the password. Okay, this is this is not the password, because we all have already set up the password for this. So for example, if I want to change the password, or if I want to set up the new user's passwords, you know, this is important one as well, just to let you know. Okay, if we want to set up the password for new users, we'll say this command and the new user's username. See, I'm setting up the password. Now the password has been set up successfully. Okay, now if we go back to RHCShadow, you see that Wasim's file, it's also set up like this. So if you see, for example, like this, it's not the password. It means that the password is not set up for that. Okay, now this is the encryption of the password. Then Linux know how we can decrypt the password from there. So they use the encryption protocol, so it doesn't shows the password here. So this is very important lecture. Okay, you really should practice the users and groups management. Okay, it's very important. One more thing which I really want to show, for example, so if we go to home and we have, for example, ls-lhtr, so you see that Wasim is the home directory of Wasim is the owner, and the group of home directory of Wasim is the Wasim as user and Wasim as the group. Okay, so for example, if I want to change the group, I think I already mentioned the command is, so for example, if I want to make hraza as a group of Wasim directory, I can do it. Okay, now if we hit the as-lhtr, you see that group is hraza, user is Wasim of the home directory. So we can do this. Now there could be a lot of different options as well, and different groups, different commands as well. You should search for it and you should play along. But there is a practice test available online by the LFCS. Okay, and they have a couple of questions there regarding the users and groups management. Very interesting one. As I mentioned, that at the end of this series we will definitely solve that test. It's very useful, but still I would say to practice these commands and search more on it, play with it. You will be grand. Now the next topic which we have, the users access management. It's very important. It's very, very important. Okay, so before I go further into it, I just want to remove the users. Okay, so for example, I just want to remove Kevin's. Actually, it wasn't. Yes. Okay, so it's just playing with me just quickly. Okay, so Kevin is removed. We have hraza David, so we just want to remove David as well because it was also removed. And the next one we have is the Wasim, so we can simply say user del -or Wasim, and it's deleted here. So we only have 2 users here. Now I want to add a new user. Okay, user add, and for example, if I give it as a name as for example Tom again. Okay, now Tom has created. I say we have the user and the group named as Tom created already there. Now what I want to do is here exactly, and what I want to let you know. There are a lot of commands and a lot of processes are there which cannot be performed by an ordinary user. For example, I created Tom. Okay, if I logged in as Tom, Tom. That's strange. Give it a second. Tom is there. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so I am logged in as Tom. Okay, now what I want to do is that I want to, for example, install something. Okay, for example, I want to install for example htop. It's a very nice tool, which shows you all the processes are going on and the performance of the virtual machine. So if I want to do it, it said you need to be root to perform this command. Okay, if I say sudo, so it's saying the password for Tom, which our password for the user, root user, so which it is not. Okay, what I'm going to do is, you see that we don't have the permissions to do this. If we say, for example, cat etc password, actually we can read that in my demi code. So if I run this, you see that permission denied. This is a command. Actually, I'll show you how does it look like. So you see, so this is permission denied here. So many commands and many operations you cannot use with Tom or with any ordinary users. Okay, you have to be root. Okay, so you see that root have every access. You can do anything. For example, if I exit, okay, and I run this command, you see that now it's running this command here. See, it's running the command here. But as Tom, we don't have access to run this command. Now, one thing to remember, that the root is a very important command. Okay, root is a very important user, and it has all the accesses. It's also dangerous as well. Okay, so usually in the corporate environment, we as sysadmin, okay, or if we have a teams of sysadmin, so only senior sysadmin will have the root access. The other sysadmins will have their own users. However, we give them access, we modify their access to run these commands, okay, to run these command as root user. Okay, so for that, they use a sudo command. Okay, if they run a command without sudo, it will be permission denied. If they run the command with sudo, that command will be run as root user. Okay, so this way, we secure our systems. Okay, we don't give the full access to other users. Okay, we don't give them root access. For example, root user to login, we give them their own users, and their users have the root access there. Now, how we can make it possible? Okay, now have you seen that again? If I see this, if you run this, you can't run this, as it mentioned the permission is denied. Okay, so there are a lot of other things as well which you can't install. For example, as I mentioned that if I want to install something, so if I install this with sudo, and if I, for example, type any password, see that. So sorry, I think I should give it a second. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to set up a password first for the Tom user. So hraza. Oh, sorry. You see that the password is set up now. Okay, now I log in as Tom again, and if I perform this option again, it will ask for the password for Tom user. I entered the right password. Now what it is saying, Tom is not in the sudo file, and this incident will be reported. No, Tom is not the sudoer user. Okay, for example, we did not give access to Tom to run any command as root user. Okay, so this is very important. So that's the whole purpose of this explanation, that how we give the root access to a non-root user. Okay, now in this section, or in this agenda point, we have two things very important: this file, okay, and this command. Okay, now we will go to this file first. Okay, I'm going to exit as Tom, and I'm going to go to this file. So if I go to RHCSA, sorry, sudos. Okay, now good practice is to view this so that you do not accidentally change anything. So view will be okay. You say this way we have the read-only access to this, even as a root user. Okay, so if we go further, I would strongly suggest to read all of this. Okay, and you will understand how exactly it's working. But the important points which I really want to let you know is the, so for example, so allow root to run any command anywhere. So for example, here we have root, which is, you know, making any command run, you know, as a super user. We can also add, and we have already added the hraza as a sudoer. Okay, this way now hraza will have the access to root operations with sudo. Okay, now whenever hraza user will try to install anything without sudo, it will not let it install, you know, it will have to use. So for this as a experience, what I'm going, sorry, as it's, yeah, sorry, actually it's not the writable editor view, so we are going to come back. I'm going with vi. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, why it's saying warning changing read only file. This is strange, sorry, why it is like this. I am logged in as root. Okay, yeah, maybe it's this way. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay, so we are going to use this command, okay, to go into that file and to change the sudoer file to make Tom as the sudoer. Okay, now you see that we are here now, and if you see quickly, yeah, here, so you see that hraza is already a sudoer, and we can say, for example, Tom, and we can copy this, don't have to type all this, and here now Tom is also the sudoer. Okay, now if we log in as Tom again, and we want to run that command again, okay, for example, I think htop is already there, we will install the web server. Okay, -y. So if I run this, it will ask the password for the first time for Tom, and then it will install. Okay, now it's installing. It's taking a little bit time because of the machine is a little slow or something like that, but it's installing, and we will come back to this. But if you see here, when we use the password for Tom before, you see, and it doesn't let us install any package. So for example, if you see that, it's also respect the privacy of the others. Think before you type. With a great power comes with great responsibility. So these kind of things. So you see that the Apache web server has been installed, you know, with sudo command. And the same thing, for example, I want to start this web server, sys systemctl str start httpt. You see that it's saying that it's not allowed, you know, even if I say, for example, write password, see that it will not start. So we can see the status of the Apache server. Now please don't worry about the Apache server and how I'm installing this. I will cover all these topics, so don't worry about it. So it's actually active. So see that if we say start without this, it will ask password. And what if we do with sudo? It will not ask for password. It will straight away start the Apache web server. So that's the difference, you know. That's the sudo access which you know is necessary for the sysadmins to have, you know, to perform the daily based tasks and to install the packages and all these kind of things. So that's it from this this agenda. It's very very important one. You will get a question with from this, and you will be asked to make a user as a sudoer. One more thing which I really want to cover, and it's very, very important. Okay, so I just want to exit from here, and I really want to exit from the server as well, and I want to log in as Tom. Okay, now you see I am logged in as Tom. Okay, Now sometimes, we really want to log in as root user, okay, to perform some of the tasks, and we can do it with sudo -s, but it's asking for Tom password. Now we are logged in as root user. You see that? Now we are logged in as root user because we have sudo access. Now the question can come as that when we, for example, if I try exit and do it again, sorry, because I just logged in as well, I exit again and log in again with Tom HASA and start. Okay, I'm logged in now. Now you see that it's asked for the password for Tom. Okay, if you put a password, then it will let Tom log in as root user. The question can come that set up Tom as user so that it doesn't prompt for the password when it run a sudo command, with any other command are logged in as root user. It shouldn't ask for password. Very important one and very easy one that I'm going to actually log in I'm going to exit from here. We can actually log in from there as well. We just want to keep everything separate and clear so that you understand better. Now I logged in as root user. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I will go to again via sudo. I'll go down and you see that here. Okay, now this is very important. If I say Tom and I'll copy this and this. Now I'm going to exit and I'm going to log in as Tom again. Now to SSH to the machine, you will need to log in as Tom. Okay, now I want to log in, for example, as user. You see that it doesn't ask for password. Why? Because I have modified this portion. You see that Tom, whenever he logged in to root user, or whenever he run any command which need to have the sudo access, it will not ask for password. So you can see that with no password policy, it has not been asked for. Now this is what we give. We don't give a root user to any sysadmin and in the corporate environment. We just add it as no password policy there, and they will not be prompted to ask the password. This is very important point as well, which I thought I should cover. And exit. Okay, we can log in as Tom. Now the next one which we have, the next agenda we have is very important one, which is the password policies. Now I have already taught you the command, okay, how we change the password. Okay, it's a password command. I just want to log in as root user so that we have all the accesses. Okay, so the password is this is the command to change the password or to set up a new password. Okay, for example, for Tom I already set up the password, but if I put it again, sorry, not Tom, and it will ask for the new password if you want to change. Okay, but if you logged in as Tom, it will ask for the old password. For example, if I want to change the root password, you see that it shouldn't, but it usually asks for the current password as well. But anyways, so this is the password policy is very important. So as a sysadmin, you will have a lot of users, for example, in your company, and you really want to manage their credentials and manage their password policies to make the system more secure. So there are a lot of options, and there are many things which we can do. So, for example, we have this file. So this is a very important file if we want to see the credentials here. So I just want to make more. That's strange. Give it a second. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, spelling mistake. Okay, now this file which usually manage the password policies. Okay, so for example, the first one is the password max days, the max days. Now it's set up as, you see, 99,999, and this password should be the max days can expire in this. Minimum is 0. The minimum length of the password can be 5. Password warning age is 7. So for example, if somebody has been using the password for these days, okay, and these days passed, so 7 days before the password will run, will send a warning that please change your password. In Windows we usually have this as well in the Active Directory, that we define these policies. Okay, same for the UID. See that, so maximum UID can be 1,000, minimum UIDs can be 1,000, and the maximum can be 60,000. Usually to secure the system and the users, the system administrator usually put different. For example, the user ID can start. So this is the everyone knows that it starts from 1,000 by default and end with 60. So we can maybe start from the 9,000 and end with the 90,000. We can use this one as well. And same with the group ID as well. You can see that we can change this as well, this policy as well. And umask, you see that umask. So when we create a user, we the default permissions on the home directory is this, so we can change this as well. So there are a lot of policies which we can do. Usually in exam they may ask you to force a user, for example, to change the password at the first login. So how many users we have, for example? Sorry, just quickly check. hraza, for example, is not suited. So for example, I want hraza to change the password on the next login. Okay, so I can say chage is the command to modify these parameters for. Now, if remember one thing here, okay, if I manage that file which I just showed you and I change the parameters there, it will change the full policy. So whenever you will change the password next time, when you add a user next time, that policy will be implemented to the new user. With the chage command, we can do it for a particular user. Okay, so for example, if somebody asks me to force, for example, hraza, a user to change the password on the next login, I'll say D0. So I'll change the age of the password as 0. So here we are. Okay, that's changed. I'm going to exit from the system. I'm going to log in to the system with hraza. So I'm going to put the current password. I'm sorry, it's actually wrong. Permission denied. Why? Okay, permission denied. Is something wrong. Okay, we'll log in as root user and we say, for example, su hraza RHCSA. So we're logged in as hraza here. There's something wrong. Maybe. Okay, let me change it for Tom. It's good that we find the problems, so that on the next time when we will log in to the system, we encounter this problem. It's increase our troubleshooting techniques. And okay, so if we exit again and I want to log in as Tom, yeah, you see that. Now I force the user Tom as to change the password. So I will put the current password quickly, and then I want to put the new password. So you see that it's giving me the as it's pretty much, or okay. Okay, anyway, so this is how we change the password and force a user to change the password on the next login. You can see the command there. So check it. So you see that this is implementing the password policies. Okay, so now you see that the password has been changed, and now we can log in with the Tom. So this is exactly what exactly is this, and we have to practice this. We have to implement these password policies. So one question will be coming from this part, to implement or change the policies, or make the policies as different. So just want to add a couple of things here. A very important command which I want to, so chage, that, and the man command. It's the friends of system administrators. You can check the different parameters here, how we can deal with it, what are the files there, a lot of things. So you can play with this. So one along how we say, to change the password policies for particular users with the different parameters, so it'll be easy for us and for you guys to understand. So chage, for example, so I give option -m. So now m is the minimum days to change the password. So for example, I can give it a 4. Then I have -m. M is the maximum days of password validation. So for example, I say password should be expired in 30 days. Okay, then we have w. Okay, so w is the number of days before system sends a warning to change the password. Okay, so we will w, for example, 10 days before, good. And then if if in 10 days we don't change the password, it will expire or inactive the account. So for example, I put it for Tom, for example. Okay, so it's giving the warning. Why it's giving the warning? Maybe 5 and Tom. Yeah, I didn't put the expire. Okay, so if that doesn't change the password in 10 days, we can expire and inactive the account in 5 days. So this is how we set up the policy for a particular user. So I already actually given this command here, and you can just take a screenshot, or it'll be easy for you. Now the next which I'm going to tell is some useful commands and some utilities which are very important. Okay, which we really should know. So the first one is the command is who. So who is usually used for how many people are logged in, and their IDs, and okay, let's go to the system and run this, and then I'll tell you why we use this. Who. So at the moment I am logged in as a root user. I'm going to log in with another user. Okay, so for example with Tom. No, actually, why not? Okay, we'll try this. I'll fix that later on. Not sure. Okay, let me fix this. Why? We add a new user. That's not a problem. Just don't want to waste your time. For example, Kevin. Okay. Oh yeah. So okay. So say it for Derek. Okay, and I want to set the password for Derek. So okay, the password has been changed. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I will log in as Derek. Password. Okay, so I am logged in as Derek there as well in the same virtual machine. Now if I run as who, it will say that root and Derek these both users are logged in there. Okay, these both users are logged in there. And why we use this command? Usually, we have a high load on this on the virtual machine or the server. What we'll do is to figure out that how many users are logged in there, how many users are working on the same server. Usually, we have, for example, one server, and for example, a database administrator is running their query there, where developers are deploying to the web server, and the sysadmin is performing some operations there. So if there is a high load, we usually check why there's a high load, and we check with the who command how many users are logged in there, and we can verify, identify how they are logged in there. Now they have the time as well, you see that, and their own local IP address of their own laptop. From there they are logged into the machine. So this is how we use it. The next command is the last. So last is very important command. So you see the last. So last will give you, for example, throughout a report how many users was logged in. Okay, and what time they logged in, what date are they logged in, so this kind of things they usually we can check in the last command. Okay, it's very important actually when you have you have to find out some trail of an activity or the process, or who installed or did something. So it's basically the track record which we can check. It also shows the active and inactive user. For example, you see that Derek is still login, root is still login, and all of the others are they are inactive. You see that crash. So for example, if I am logged in as root user and I just close the terminal from here, it will say like the user's report will show that it's crashed. Okay, it doesn't it doesn't exit properly. Okay, so this is what the last command will do. The next command is w is actually as pretty much same as the who command, but it gives you some more information, how for example, you see that how much load are consuming, and that kind of things. You should read more about w there. The next command is id. Id is very important command. Id will tell, for example, if you see id will tell you the group id and user id of the current user. For example, I am as a root, so you can see that it is telling you the user id, group id, and the details of the user. The next one we have the users. Okay, now we'll see the users. The users basically is that how many users we have on our system here. So you can see that we have logged into the system. So you can see that Derek and root are logged into that system. Okay, the next one which we have is the wall. Okay, the wall is very important one. Okay, now what we have to do is, for example, for this I have to I will need the two terminal here just to show you the things how it work. Okay, now you see that Derek is also logged into the same virtual machine and the root user as well. Now wall is the broadcasting message command. So for example, there are 5 users logged into the same virtual machine. Okay, and they are working on different things. Now as a sysadmin, for example, I have to run maintenance on this, on the web server. I can send a broadcast message to all users who are logged into this. So I say wall, and for example I say hello team, this server is going down for maintenance. Okay, regards as well as sysadmin. Okay, I'll press Control D. Okay, sorry, press Command D here. No, sorry, quit. I think I messed up. Just give it a second. Exit. Control D. Yeah, if you press Control D, I'll remove this. Control D, you see that broadcast message from root. At this time, they say, hello team, this server is going down for maintenance, regards sysadmin. Okay, I'll just do it again because it's okay. Exit, just open up a new terminal there. I'm gonna open the new one quickly. So, and here, okay, I'm going to do it again so that you understand it was just a mishap. Okay, again I'm going to add as a root user. So you see that Derek on the left hand side is already logged into this. Okay, and I'm going to log in as root user. So I'll press wall, I'll put my message there, sysadmin. I'll type Control D, Control D, and now you see that the message appears itself here. If I press enter, I'll get my prompt back, and here you can see that I can get my prompt back as well here. So this is what we do for to send the broadcast message, and everybody can understand this and read this. The next command is write. Okay, write is the command which we use to write to a particular user. For example, if I say write to Derek, you see that I write to Derek. The Derek have got a different prompt here, message from root. So I say hi Derek. Sorry, Derek, spelling is different. I say hi root from the Derek. Oh, sorry, it's something different. Okay, hi, hello. So for example, you see that here we get the message, and please stop working. See that it's coming here. Now if I want to write it back to user, I'll say write to root. See that? Okay, I am saving my work. Okay, and you see that here I got the message, okay, I'm saving my work. So that's how we usually use this command, write and wall, very important one. Date, of course, very simple. Just make it bigger here. Okay, so date is very important. It just sent you the date. It tells you the date, what's the date today. And the next one is the uptime. Uptime is also very important, when the machine up, and the load average there, and how many users are working there. So this is very important as well, and very important command, uptime, for the troubleshooting. Hostname is very important as well, that what's the host name of this. So host name is localhost or local domain. It gives you the host name. We'll show you in the networking section how we change the host name, and you will get to know. Uname, you see that. So it's gives you. So one more thing which I actually forget to tell you is the operating system version. So to run that, you can say cat etc CentOS release. So you will see that what's the version of CentOS 7 we are running here. The next one is which is very important command. So see that we have different options there, different things. So usually why we use which, for example, which pwd is a command. Okay, it will gives us the path of that command. Okay, for example, if I say ls, where is ls? So it will tell us the path and not the pls, ls. So you see that it gives us the shell of this command and where it is located. Next one is cal is calendar. You can see that what is the date today and what year it is. So these are the commands which you should really practice, and please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon as well. I would suggest you to follow my previous videos as well, and please subscribe to my channel as well. It really support me to work along, and it really appreciate myself it gives me an appreciation that I'm working good. There may be some mistakes as well in my learning. If there is, please point out in the comment. And I'm not perfect, and I'm just trying to practice myself as well, and teaching you guys as well whatever I know, so that it's very important for all of us to keep going and learning. We make mistakes, but that's not a problem. But if there is a mistake, please highlight. I'll be happy to see and correct myself if there is any mistake. For now, that's it from this video. Please subscribe to my channel again, and follow my videos, follow my previous videos as well, so that you will keep yourself in sequence and learn a lot. So guys, wish you best of luck, and have a good day and enjoy Linux. Thank you very much.